Jasper dragging incident occurred.
Okay, my name is Eddie Hopkins. I'm currently 54 years of age, and this happened in 1998, so I guess I was 41.
Okay. Is Jasper your hometown?
Actually, I was born in Waco, raised in Newton, Texas, about 15 miles east of here, and I've lived in Jasper for the last 25 years.
Okay. What brought your family to Jasper?
My wife is from Jasper, and I worked for the state when we relocated back here, and then got into the banking business after we relocated here and been here ever since.
Okay. Please state your occupation.
I'm a market president for First Bank and Trust, East Texas.
Okay. And how long have you held that position?
I've been with this bank since 1998. Actually, I was here just prior to the incident.
And you've been president since 1998?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What other organizations are you active?
Well, I'm a trustee with the Jasper Independent School District. I've been on that board for 15 years, and I'm on the Lakes Area Hospice Board of Directors, on the Board of Directors for Jasper Youth Baseball Association, Jasper Lions Club, Hillcrest Baptist Church. I'm a deacon and chairman of finance. Anything else that needs volunteered for, I guess?
Okay, so you're very active.
Tell
us a little bit about your family, your children and your wife, their occupations.
My wife is actually branch manager for one of our branches. She's branch manager at First Bank and Trust at our location at 275 West Gibson. Two daughters, both teachers. My youngest daughter, Emily, is a kindergarten teacher, and my oldest daughter, Sarah, is a pre-K teacher.
Okay. Where do they live now?
Here in Jasper.
Okay. So they've all decided to stay in Jasper.
They've come home.
So okay. How long were they gone?
Well, Emily was only gone during her college days. Sarah was gone a little longer than that. She and her husband lived in Lumberton, and then after a divorce, she relocated back here with my grandson.
Where did they go to college?
Actually, Emily went to Stephen F. Austin, and Sarah went to Lamar.
Okay, great. Well, today our study, what we're focusing on is Jasper when the incident happened, and Jasper 10 years later, and then present time. Okay. Can you please characterize for us what Jasper was like when the dragging occurred?
It's just a pretty laid-back, rural East Texas community. And to the best of my knowledge, didn't really experience any visible, obvious racial tension. As far as I can tell, just as a citizen and honestly as a board member for the school, I didn't see any, but that's through my eyes.
You're one of the board of trustees. Can you tell me what the makeup was racially when the incident occurred and what it is now?
I don't really have hard data, but I'm going to say we're probably 50, 40, 10. 50 being Caucasian, 40 African American, and then our Hispanic population is growing. And that may be high for the Hispanic, but we're probably 50, 40, 10, I would say, or maybe 50, 45, 5. But
what do you think the racial makeup was?
Very similar. I don't think that's changed much at all. I wish I had that data for you. I probably could have gotten it, but I don't.
Okay. How about financially? Can you characterize what the city was like when that happened and what it's like today?
I don't think the actual incident had a dramatic impact on the economy. However, the economic times have changed drastically in that period of time. Just from just being East Texas, the actual recession has affected us, I think, later than the rest of the nation, but we have felt an economic downturn since 1998.
Okay. In what areas?
Well, manufacturing. We've lost a couple of main entities that employed quite a few people. we are really concentrated in the timber industry, and we've lost quite a few jobs with regards to the timber industry, and we've seen a couple of major manufacturing facilities close. Something I did mention earlier, but I'm actually on the Jasper Economic Development Board, and we see that data quite often. Our employment rate is quite high, not only for East Texas, but with regards to other communities, our peer groups in the state. Our unemployment is pretty high.
Okay. How has that affected your business, the banking industry?
It's affected it quite a bit. You know, when folks don't have jobs, unfortunately, they can't pay their notes and bills, and we have seen a little uptick in our past due percentage, and that's one gauge you can use to show an economic slowdown. I have seen that a slight uptick. Our folks are pretty resilient, though. If there's any way to make enough money for them to survive, they're going to do that. And so we're still not as bad as some parts of the country, but we're starting to see a little deterioration in the economy.
Okay, well, I hear that you're very active in your church.
I am.
Yeah, and so can you just tell us, like, which churches were the largest?
Actually,
and which ones are larger now?
I don't know that has changed that much. I was trying to think, and when First Baptist experienced their fire, they had a devastating fire at First Baptist Jasper back during that time, and they lost their entire plant, and I say 90% of the plant. The church that I'm a member of, Hillcrest Baptist, is probably the largest Baptist church in town, and we've continued to grow. Our numbers have held really well.
About how many members do you all have?
We have about 1,100.
Wow, that is large.
Average attendance of about 600.
So you have two separate services on Sunday, or just one service?
No, just one.
So you have a pretty big building.
We do. It's very nice. We just added a balcony to help with some of the overcrowding, and that's been good.
Do you have a missionary program there?
We do.
Activities for the children?
We're Southern Baptist, so I mean that we are mission-minded, and that's our focus. We do have a program for our kids. It's called Awana, and it's real Bible-based, intense training. Of course, some of our real Southern Baptist older members would not let go of some of the traditional mission-minded activities that we have, so we've included that in our curriculum. It's not really in the Awana curriculum, but we've included our women's ministry has included their mission efforts, and then when I was growing up, we had something called Royal Ambassadors, RAs, and the girls had GAs, Girls in Action, and so we kind of included their curriculum in with that, and we're still very mission focused.
And it sounds like y'all have a mixture of the traditional with
we do.
little progressive.
We do, very much so.
Okay. What did you think of the media coverage when the Jasper incident occurred?
It was very overwhelming.